We live in a time when technology has afforded us mastery over our planet, over computers, over information, over education, over entertainment, and now over our very genetic destinies, the destiny of the human genome, the destiny of the human being. We live in a time of opportunities. We live in a time of greatness. We can choose our future as no other generation before us has chosen before. And because of this, we must choose wisely, because the future is truly in our hands. And the future, I would suggest, is in your hands most of all. So again, my congratulations. When I started this quest in 1981, it was uncommon, it was virtually unknown to find individuals who were over the age of 60, who were athletic, who were women especially, were considered to be at the end of their game from the point of view of fashion or beauty by the age of 30. And I remember clearly in 1981 there was a magazine on the newsstand called Over 40, and it was kind of a men's magazine, fashion magazine of women who were not quite yet 40, who were still able or attractive enough to make it into the magazine and just barely. But things have changed dramatically since the 1980s. And now it is not unusual to see men who are athletic and performing, and both men and women, into their 60s, their 70s, their 80s, and sometimes beyond. It is not unusual to find people who are pushing 100, who have great mental clarity, and who are able to perform in the academics and in the business environments. We are moving into an ageless society where no longer does it matter how old you are. It no longer does it matter how many candles are on your birthday cake. The last great prejudice that exists in Western society is age, and that is falling by the wayside. It's falling by the wayside with Kathy Brinkley. Well, with Kathleen Brinkley up here, she was born in 1954. That makes her 58 years of age. Or Mick Jagger, born in 43, who is now 69 years of age. Or Goldie Hawn, still considered a fashion icon at age 67 years of age. Or Suzanne Summers, age 66, who was still quite lovely, quite sexy, and definitely a leader in the trend of fashion and anti-aging, who was a leader and a model to women all over the world. We have many examples of beautiful women at all ages up into their late 70s, and I suspect soon long beyond that. So we are moving into a different future, a paradigm shift, and this has occurred over the last 40 years. When I first began my medical career in 1972, I was working in hospitals as a respiratory therapist. I was doing acute care respiratory therapy, and it was common to see people who were in their 60s with severe pulmonary disease, with severe cardiac disease, and it was rare to see people in their 60s who were athletic and highly functional. But today, 40 years later, it is rare to find people in the intensive care units that are in their 60s, and very common to find people in the gyms who are in their 60s and 70s and beyond. And our models, our role models of anti-aging are Bob Del Monteque in this photo at 84 and Kelly Nelson at 79, these bodybuilders who are members of the American Academy. So we have gone quite a distance in the last 40 years, and we expect that we will continue to move forward in the years to come. We are, at the American Academy of Anti-Aging Medicine, we're particularly proud that we are an inclusive medical society, and we encourage all of our associate organizations to be inclusive in their societies. And by that I mean that we embrace all the medical specialties, not simply one medical specialty. We don't let people in the door and then slam the door shut behind them so that we are exclusive. No, we are inclusive. And that has been the secret of our success. It has been a reason for anti-aging spreading so profoundly around the world. A4M is now the standard in 110 countries around the planet. We have membership of over 26,000 physicians and scientists across the globe. And the reason for that is because we include any health professional in our society. We have neurosurgeons, we have orthopedic surgeons, OBGYN, emergency room doctors, family practitioners. We have specialists in endocrinology, we have specialists in neurosurgery, we have specialists in podiatry. Any specialty you can think of in healthcare is now being represented in the new science of